This is the 1939 Ford Deluxe, all new style for 1939 with Ford's very own all new hydraulic brakes. But before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like, the automotive channel that features cars that don't often get covered, history, specs, design. In a lot of ways, it's like seeing these cars for the very first time. Post between 4 or 5 episodes each week, with engine episodes generally on Wednesdays. If that sounds of interest, a channel that you'll totally dig, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. Spring is finally here. If you have a cool car that is mostly lost and forgotten in your personal collection and would like to see it featured on this channel in mini documentary format, drop me a line at what_it's_like at a lost and mostly forgotten webprovider.com if interested. 1939 Ford was broken down into 3 series, all riding the same wheelbase of 112 inches. Series 60, which featured a 60 horsepower V8, Series 85 or Standard, and Series 85 Deluxe. Ford offered the Deluxe line from 1937 for the 1938 model year, offering it until 1940. It's worth mentioning the first Deluxe was used in 1930 to specify an upscale trim on Model 40-B and Model 45B. 1939 Ford Deluxe could be had in body styles included but not limited to 5-window coupe, 2-door sedan, 4-door sedan, convertible coupe, station wagon, convertible sedan. It's also worth mentioning that the Series 60 and Series 85 Standard only came in specific body styles. The biggest news to come out of Ford for 1939 was Ford now had hydraulic brakes on all 4 corners. The Ford cars for 1939 are streamlined, designed after the Lincoln Zephyr. 1939 did see a redesign, so let's compare. 38 transformable sedan on top, 39 on the bottom. Starting in the front, everything is completely different from the bumpers to the headlight placements. The headlights are positioned more on the fenders versus more of the catwalk region on the 38. The grills are designed totally different as well. The grill stays in the front fascia section on the 39, whereas it extends higher on the 38. The 38 also has side hood louvers that the 39 doesn't have. More pronounced hood ornamentation on the 38. Both have the split windshield. Moving to the side profile, both have front and rear fenders that are totally different. The wheels look the same. Just look at how different the hood profiles are. Side trim has also been revised. Gas caps are in the same location-ish. The 38 has wing windows where the 39 doesn't have. Moving aft, the tops are slightly different. Trunk profiles are slightly different. Taillights, rear bumpers have also been revised. Jumping inside to take a quick gander at the dash and interior situation, which look very similar. The 39 is the last year for the crank-out windshield in passenger cars. Which one do you like better? Let's talk specs. 179.5 inches long, 68.6 inches tall. It's 69.5 inches wide. It rides a wheelbase of 112 inches. It weighs 2,938 pounds. Price, $925, which is equivalent to you spending $20,865.60 in the year 2024. And inflation really does suck. I mean, I can remember buying a can of Pepsi for $0.25, and that's kind of sort of like where this car falls. Anyway, total 1939 Ford production was 487,031 units. Total convertible sedan was 3,561 units. Moving on to engine, only one engine on offer for the Deluxe Ford Series, 221 cubic inch displacement flathead V8, 3.6 liters. It's good for 90 horsepower, 3,800 RPM, up to 155 pound-feet or 210 newton meters, around 2,000 RPM, with a bore of 3.1 inches and a stroke of 3.8 inches. Compression is 615 to 1, 3 main bearings. This absolutely incredible 1939 Ford convertible sedan is currently for sale at Classic Auto Mall, Morgantown, Pennsylvania, where they have this car and about 900 other cars for sale during recording of this episode. Anybody can go there and peruse their inventory online or in person for hours of operation, directions, and to get more pictures of this very car. Be sure to click the link below after this show. Let's talk styling. Starting with the headlights. Beautiful teardrop headlights, as well as bezels, which are stainless steel. This color is absolutely gorgeous on this car too, by the way. Accessory fog lights. This one has accessory turn signals, bumpers, and bumper overriders and or bumperettes. Also look at the pinstripe baby blue. Ford V8, nice and proud there. Coming down and looking at these fenders, they're just rolled. Artillery wheels with beautiful V8 insignia inside the hubcap. This one does have a center line that runs off of the hood ornament to the split windshield. This one also has a cowl vent antenna. The windshield wipers are mounted on pedestals, opposing windshield wipers. The mirror is mounted to the door. Also, just look at how that is designed. This car is a convertible sedan, so it does not have drip rails. Running boards are pretty massive in the front, 12 shoe versus the running board. It does taper drastically towards the back. Look at how this top is designed. Also, this part can come out. It does have a real glass window back there. Excuse me. Rear fenders are also rolled. Gas filler cap is on the driver's side. Check out this small crease that comes down towards the brake lights, which are also teardrop shaped. Back bumpers mimic the front bumpers. These were added for turn signal indicators. License plate light. So it has this arm that comes up and catches. Absolutely massive trunk with full-size spare. And the load floor is really low. This door will open 90 degrees to allow plenty of access into the cabin. It looks like this interior has been redone, but it's very tastefully done. This feels like a leatherette. It doesn't feel real, but it's nice and soft. Door handle to get out. Window crank for the big window. Window frame is all trimmed out. Notice it does not have wing windows or vent windows. Coming down inside the pedal box down here, you have the clutch, brake, gas pedal, high beam switch. Just take a look at this awesome interior. Here is what over the hood would look like. Here is what first person over the hood would look like. This dash steering wheel combo is absolutely incredible. I love all of the brown with the white, just works. On to the button switches and knobs, starting on the left and moving right. Starter. 2 gauge pods sit directly in front of the driver. In the first gauge pod, oil pressure is at the top, amp meter, coolant temperature, gasoline gauge. The second gauge pod houses the speedometer. Notice 100 mile per hour traceable top speed in this car. Not saying that that's the top speed of the car, but that is what can be traced with this speedometer. Odometer at the top, tripometer at the bottom, hand throttle, lighter, choke, ashtray, clock, locking glove box. Up above, there's sun visors. There's an oval-shaped rear view mirror, as well as another sun visor with vanity mirror, so your passenger could see herself or himself, whoever you're driving around or whatever. Convertible top mechanism latches. This controls the antenna. On to the glove box test. There's our test subject, my hand for reference, the glove box in question. Look at that. Fits in there and shuts. The rear door is a lot like the front door, only it has this cutout for the fender. Window crank, door handle to get out. Just check out how much space there is back here. You have ashtray on the chair itself, as well as armrest. Also notice how flat the floor is and carpeted. It is more raked up here for a footrest. This is what the front looks like from the back. Let's take a quick gander at the greenhouse or the pillar to glass ratio in this car. It's a bit on the cozy side, but it's intimate and it feels great, especially back here with this convertible top. Behind the seat, there is a place to store stuff while the convertible top is in use. Creature comforts. This seat, okay, let's talk about seat back profile. It is rather upright. Does dip down in the back significantly back there. But with that said, there is tons of space between my knee and the back of the seat. There's also a robe rail for a heavy blanket. Seat is very comfortable. Taking a real quick gander under the hood, Ford flathead V8 generator up on top, oil bath air cleaner with downdraft carburetor, 6-volt battery which is under the hood. Notice the master brake cylinder is nowhere to be found. That's because that it is in the floorboard, on the driver's side I should say. Ford V8 has 2 water pumps on each bank of cylinders. On the positive side, performance, build quality, the colors on this one, they just work together, both interior and exterior colors. Full instrumentation dashboard, awesome steering wheel, spacious, camera fits in the glove box against it. Ford flathead V8 overheating issues. Convertibles bring the big bucks. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather. 2 scenarios today. In the first scenario, would you rather have a 1939 Chevy or 1939 Ford or 1939 Plymouth? I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. On to the second scenario, 1939 Studebaker or 1939 Ford or 1939 Hudson Terraplane. Once again, going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. Now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to get both the name of the band and the song title correctly in the comment section will have their comment pinned to the top of it. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching this. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section or an email at what_its_like@yahoo.com. Until next time, toodaloo!